How are we doing, everybody? Back for our week 10 of our current Pilates block. We have a few more weeks to go just to take us up until the end of term, so hopefully everybody has enjoyed the classes up to now and then enjoys the next few that are online as well. So just for today then, we've a wee bit of balance work again, and a wee bit of leg work, and then a few of our different movements that we have been doing. You might recognise a few that we have done over the week. Okay, so it's important just with everything that we keep that good control of the body. We engage our centre, so you're imagining basically like a belt around your waist, so you're pulling everything in and just keeping that nice sort of control over your 30% of your full core activation, and think of that nice length through the body. Okay, so from there we're going to start off just with a remobilisation series. So we're going to lay ourselves down onto our back, just bending the knees, just feet and knees at hip width. Placing that imaginary apple between our chin and our chest, hands out to the side, and then we're going to rock the knees from side to side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then back to the centre. Then hook the knees into the chest, just a nice wee circle for the lower back into the floor. Just trying to release all of that tension out of the lower back, and then opposite direction. And then just bring the head and shoulders off the floor, extend one leg out, pull that opposite leg in, and then we change for 8, and 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just bringing the legs just up to your tabletop position, hands onto your hamstrings, relax the shoulders back, and then just create that wee bit of rocket motion backward and forward. So we're just rolling like a ball. We'll keep those legs in that 90-degree position. And we're going to go for another 2. And last one, all the way up. And then just bring the hips back, shuffle the feet back towards you. And then just rock the knees from side to side. And then just back to the centre, hands on top of the shins, just slouch down. And then lift yourself up to the ceiling. And then lower down again. And then up for 2. And then one more, slouching down, and then straighten all the way up, stroking those collarbones up. And then roll yourself over onto all fours, and then just push yourself back onto your heels, and then inhale as we come forward, and then exhale back for 2. Just feel that nice stretch in the lower back. Inhale for 3, and exhale back, just using the heel of the hand to push us back a bit further, and then last one, and all the way back. And then hands underneath the shoulders again, knees underneath the hips, curl the toes under, walk the hands back towards the feet, tuck the chin underneath, straighten out the legs first, and then rebuild that spine all the way back up. And then from here, just roll the shoulders back, and then just bring the elbows out to the side, and then straighten the arms out as well. And then just back to the centre, and then just last wee lumbar rotation just from side to side. And then just with our setup, making sure the feet are hip width apart for all our movements. And then with our headlights, so that's just to get that nice neutral spine. So we're going to point our headlights up towards the ceiling, down towards the floor, and then bring it back to that nice neutral position. So no pressure along your front or your back, and then just keep those shoulders nicely open. Tighten that belt around your waist, and then release your about the 3rd notch in your belt. You have that wee bit of core activation. Okay? So first one from here, we're going to go for a wee bit of balance. So remember, any of our balance movements, so if we want to try and steady ourselves, just try and tighten that belt a wee bit further. Keeping the foot nice and straight, and try and make sure that the weight's evenly spread on both feet. Okay? So, left foot's going to be our standing foot first, so come up off that right heel, just hands onto your hips, and then from there I want you to just hover that right foot forward. And then just keeping everything nice and steady, trying to maintain that nice alignment with the body, and then from here I want you to close your eyes. So you may find that you start to wobble from side to side. Try not to scrunch up the toes, keep the foot as relaxed as we can. Try to keep yourself as steady as we can. And we're going to hold for 3, 2, and 1. And then release out. And then just roll that ankle out. And then we go opposite side. So keeping that right foot straight this time. Left heel off the floor. And then hands on the hips just to keep that nice stability. And then hover that left foot off the floor. And then just keep it nice and steady, and then we're going to close the eyes. You might find one side a wee bit weaker maybe than the other, so just remember to pull that belly button back towards the spine, try and keep that stability. So you really feel every sort of ligament and 5 we're working in through the foot. Hold for 3, 2, and 1, and then release out. And then just roll that ankle out. So from here, just for our leg movement for today, just a sort of simple squat, like our chair squat, we're going to add a wee pulse. So anytime you go over the squat, just imagine you basically got a chair behind you as if you're placing your tailbone onto the chair. And also try not to roll too far forward. So just go wherever your depth allows, but you can keep that good chest position. Okay? So feet just slightly wider than hip width. And then we're going to start our hands down by our side, pulling everything back. And when we come up, we're going to reach our arms up towards the joint in the ceiling of the wall. So we're going to inhale from here, exhale, we're going to go down for 2, and back up, and for 1, and back up. So the next step, we're going to add the pulse. We're going to stay down, we're going to pulse 3, 2, 1, and back up, and down, pulse 3, 2, 1, and back up. Make sure the knees don't fall in. Down, 3, 2, 1, and back up. And for 4, pulse 3, 2, 1, and back up. So the further you reach those arms up, the more you're going to feel it in that upper back. Pulse 3, 2, 1, and back up. And then last one. And pulse for 3, 2, 1, hold. And we're coming up for 3, 2, hold. So feel all that load through the glutes and calf and hamstrings, and all the way back up. And then just roll the shoulders back, and then just shaking the legs out. Okay? First movement, then for today, our Pilates full version of our Pilates press up. So we start from standing position, you go through that whole mobility. So the mobility element is as important as the work you do down on the floor. We're going to give you 2 options. First option is just to hold the straight arm position. Second option then is to add a push-up. So you go to work whatever your depth, whatever your strength allows you. Okay? So we'll just give you a demonstration and then we'll go through the whole thing together. So starting from a standing position, bringing everything nice and strong in your centre. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest. Just peel your spine off the imaginary wall behind. Inhale as you walk your hands out. And then exhale as you set yourselves up. So make sure your hips don't drop down like that. So option 1 is hold here. Option 2 is add the push-up. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees as you walk the hands back towards the feet. Tuck the chin underneath. And then you get that nice lengthening of the spine as we come all the way back up. Okay? So we're going to go for 5. We'll go for 5 in total. Okay? So inhale from here and then exhale, chin to chest. And the hands come over the knees, bring them out over the toes, soften the knees. Inhale as you walk yourselves out. So hold this position, otherwise add the push up. Inhale down, exhale push. Inhale as you walk yourself back to the feet. And then rebuild everything back up. And then straight away, inhale from here. Exhale, chin to chest. Bring your hands over your knees, out over the feet. Inhale as you walk yourselves up. Exhale, just set up, so hold this position, or else inhale down. Exhale, push up. Inhale as you walk yourselves down. And then rebuild all the way back up. 3 more to go. Inhale from here. Exhale, chin to chest again. Bring the hands out over the knees. If you've gone for your 2 push-ups and you haven't enough strength left for another one, just hold the position. Otherwise, inhale, exhale up. Inhale as you walk your hands back towards the feet. And then again, that lengthening in the spine, just your building blocks, 1 piece at a time, all the way back up. 2 more to do. Inhale from here. Exhale all the way down. Nice C curve into the spine. Inhale as you walk yourselves out. Exhale as we set up. Inhale down. Exhale lift. And then all the way back. Heels to the floor. Rebuild all the way back up. And then the last one. Inhale from here. Exhale, chin to chest. And then just as we walk ourselves out. Inhale as you walk yourself out. Exhale as we set up. Last one. Inhale down. Exhale, push all the way up. And then last time, bend the knees, taking the pressure off the lower back. Heels to the floor. And then rebuild all the way back. Okay? Then just roll the rest out. And shaping those arms out. Okay? So next exercise, folks, we did this one, I think it was last week or a few weeks ago, just for across the lower back. So we're going to concentrate on trying to keep basically our elbows in line with the shoulders, wrists in line with the elbows. Okay? So when we lift up, the tendency is that the elbows start to drop. We're going to try and keep the position here to get that nice strength across the tops of the shoulders. Also, keep that apple between your chin and your chest. forehead always stays to the floor. If we lift our head up, you're going to put a wee bit of stress just onto the neck and shoulders. Okay? Every time we're in the prone position, face down, imagine that wee ice cube underneath your belly button and you're pulling everything back. Okay? So I'll give you a demonstration and then we'll go together from there. Alright? So starting from here, just forehead comes to the floor, arms are hovered and then the forehead hovers off the floor. Pulling the stomach back away from the floor, we're going to inhale, exhale as we lift, and then inhale lower. Okay? So you're going to feel that across your lower back. So keep that stomach up off that imaginary ice cube if you can. So we're going to go for 6 in total. We're going to inhale, exhale up for 6, and inhale lower. Make sure the forehead stays to the floor. 5, and lower down, and 4, and lower, 3, and lower, 2, and lower, and then we're going to stay up for the last one. We're going to reach forward for 2, and back, and 1, and back, and all the way down. Okay? So great work for just all the way up through that lumbar spine, and then up into your upper thoracic spine as well. And then bring yourself up. Okay? So from here then we're going to work just for the legs and glutes. We're going to go sort of like a shoulder bridge. We're going to do a pelvic thrust, and then we're going to bring it into a single leg hold as well at the end. Okay? So again, anytime we're going in that shoulder bridge, your spine is just like a string of pearls, so we try and lay everything back down. Okay? So think about peeling your spine up and then laying your spine down when we go. Okay? So everything nice and relaxed. Feet and knees at hip width. We're going to inhale, exhale as we come up to our shoulder bridge position, and then just a wee practice for mobility. Inhale, exhale, tucking that tailbone underneath, pubic bone back towards you, and all the way down. Okay, next time we're going to hold it up. Inhale, exhale as we come all the way up. So bring your heels back a wee bit closer towards you. Nice controlled lift. So imagine a hook connected to your pubic bone and lifting you up to the ceiling. So we're going to hover down and push up. So the tailbone doesn't touch the floor. Hover for 2 and push up. Nice strength into the glutes. For 3 and push up. And 4 and lift. And 5 and lift up. Inhale lower for 6 and lift up. 2 more. Inhale lower. Exhale lift for 7. Lower down. And for 8 and hold. Bring your weight into your left leg. Extend that right leg out. And back to the floor. Try and keep the thighs parallel if you can. Weight into your right leg. Extend the left leg out. Again, try not to let the hips drop to the side. And from here, and then inhale, and then exhale, lay the spine all the way down. And release out. And then just hug that right knee in and across the body. Just to stretch out that glute. And then left leg in, and then across the body. And release. Okay? From here then, we're going to use our band or our tie, belt, whatever you have. Again, we're going to try and lift it sort of above the head. We did this a few weeks ago. The key here is to try and keep the sort of chest up nice and tall and keep your back nice and straight. Okay? So, if we're going from the front, make sure your knees don't fall out. So the band's going to start across the front of your shin, and we're going to inhale, exhale as we lift up. So it's basically just the arms that move. Everything else stays nice and still. Okay? So, from this position, sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones, we're going to inhale, exhale, we're going to come up for 6, and lower down. Make sure that chin doesn't duck in underneath. For 5, and lower, and 4. Make sure those knees haven't fallen out. So you feel that just underneath the shoulder blades. For 3, and lower, and 2, and lower, and 1, stay up and reach all the way up to the ceiling. And then we're going to come back to chest height, and then we're going to roll off the sit bones, and then just a wee sort of lift and lower with the hands, and then back a wee bit further and hold. And then we're going to slowly lift that right leg off the floor, but keep the bend in the leg, and lower. Slowly lift the left leg off, and lower. Lift the right leg, lift the band. Lower the band, lower the leg. lift the left leg, lift the band, lower the band, lower the leg, back a wee bit further, and we're up 3, 2, and well done. Feel a wee bit of shaking there, trying to get that nice stability. If your body's in an unfamiliar position, and it's nearly that sort of fight or flight, you make sure we don't fall back, so your core is really activated to keep us nicely in position there. Okay? So, our next one then, we're going to go over one leg stretch. A wee bit of coordination involved in this. So, a few wee pointers. The outside hand always comes furthest down the leg, comes to the outside of the leg, inside hand to the inside of the knee. Try not to bring that knee back over that hip position. Try and get yourself up a wee bit further. It's going to engage your centre and your abdominals a wee bit more. Okay? So, if you just watch from here, just give you a quick demonstration. So, option 1 is just from here and change. So, head and shoulders stay on the floor. So, this is a wee bit easier because basically the weight of your head and shoulders are on the floor, lower back's nicely supported. Option 2, which is a wee bit more, head and shoulders off the floor, inside hand to the inside of the knee, outside to the outside. Hover the leg, and then we're going to change. So again, it's that wee bit of coordination that you need. Okay? So I'm going to go with that one, and we're going to do a nice sort of quick movement. Okay? So head and shoulders off the floor, my left leg's lifted, so right hand to the inside of the left knee, left hand up. We're not shifting the chest from side to side. So keep everything nicely in line. We're going to inhale, exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back to the centre, both legs to tabletop, head and shoulders down. We're going to breathe in from here, breathe out, the legs out to 45 degrees for 4, and back in. And for 3, keep everything pulled down into the mat. Don't let the lower back arch up. And for 2, and back in. And the last one, stay nice and strong, all the way back, and bring the knees down. And then just rocking those knees from side to side. And then just give the knees a wee hug into the chest. Roll back and forth. And then roll yourself over, bring yourself up. So folks, next one then, we're going to do a wee bit of work for the obliques. So 2 options here again. Option 1 is bent legs. So bent legs sort of bent up behind 40 or 90 degrees. Option 2 then, keep the legs straight. Okay? So option 1 from here, we're going to use this hand forward. So first 4 then, we're going to inhale as we thread the needle and exhale up. And then next 4 then, we're going to hover and we're going to lift. Okay? Option 2 then, a wee bit harder with a longer lever then, so the top leg comes in front. When we lift, make sure this top hip, this headlight doesn't roll back. Okay? So I'm going to go with this option then. We're going to inhale, exhale, lift up. Hand to the ceiling, follow the hand. We're going to inhale for 4, exhale over. And for 3, and open up. And for 2, and open up. Last one. And open up. This is too much, just drop down to the knees. Hand to the hip. Hover for 4, and lift up. So imagine a hook pulling you up towards the ceiling. And lift. 2, and lift. Last one. And lift. And all the way down. Well done. So that lower side is going to get a nice wee bit of work from that exercise. Opposite side then. So again, if the straight leg was too much, go to the bent leg, or vice versa. If you want a wee bit more of a challenge, go from bent to straight. Okay, so nicely set up, rib cage lifted, and then we're going to use our hand just to lift us up to your side lift position. Top hand to the ceiling. Inhale as we come down. Exhale as we open. Inhale as we fold underneath. Rotate as far as you can, get that nice wee oblique twist. Open up. And 3. And open up. And 4. And open up. Top hand to top hip. Hover for 4. And lift. 3. And lift. Everything nicely in line. 2. And lift. Last one. And lift. And then all the way down. Well done. Okay? Again, just keeping that nice balance just on both sides. So, next one is type of oblique exercise, a little bit more subtle, a little bit more work just for in the hip. We're thinking about just our side kick, hold, just thinking about really just landing on a nice thin beam. So you want to keep everything in line. Think about your headlights, but you're not rocking from one side to the other. Okay? So from here then, we're going to lay ourselves down onto your right hand side. Bicep below the ear, palm to the ceiling. Just take a wee check, you can see from the bottom of your toes to the tips of your toes. If you can see your shins, your legs are too far forward. And you're on that pointy bit of the hip bones. You're not rolling back onto the glute. And engage that lower side. Imagine a wee trickle of water running underneath. Okay? So from here then, nice and steady, nice and concentrated. Top leg comes to hip height. And then bottom leg comes up to me. So you're going to feel that work in here, just with the lower back on that top side. And again, make sure we have roll back or roll forward, then we're up onto one finger. And if you feel you have the stability, bring that hand up towards the ceiling. Again, stand nice and strong. And then lift those legs a wee tiny bit higher. And then legs come down and hand to the floor. Okay? And then roll over onto your opposite side. And then this time again, left bicep below left ear. Hands in front, just checking your position again. Headlights towards the centre. Onto that pointy bit of the hip bone. Engage the lower side of that stomach. Top leg comes to the hip height. Bottom leg comes up to me. So that's when the hips start to roll. Make sure you keep that good stability. And then we're up onto one finger and having to work a wee bit harder on the side just to keep that stability. And then slowly release that hand. So try and make sure that it doesn't form a counterbalance, just directly above the shoulder joint. Keep those legs up. You're going to feel this up on this part of your side. Legs a wee tiny bit higher. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And release down. And then roll yourself over onto your back. And then just again, hug the knees into the chest. And roll the lower back out. 2. And roll out. And 3. And roll out. And then just lastly, roll the knees. And then back to the centre. Roll yourself up. And then just drop to the native position. And then just rolling the shoulders back. And then just looking over the left shoulder. And then back to the centre. Looking over the right shoulder. Back centre. Left ear to left shoulder. Back in the middle. And right to right. And then just really float from side to side. And then roll this out. And shake everything. Okay? Okay everybody, that's us done with the week 10. Nice wee sort of class for today. Some good exercises, nice wee combinations as well. So keep up the good work. August Chief Mayor and Chocolate Jog and Shit. See you next week. Go on.